Hi guys, how are you? Hey Margie. Hello. Hey Two Family Homestead, how are you? I saw you were in Sweet Peas Live. Did I hear that you guys have your grandkids over? Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas. I know you guys celebrate both. If I remember correctly, if I am not remembering correctly, I apologize. How is everybody doing tonight? You guys got any big plans besides being here with us?
Notification didn't pop up yet. You got all your
I got my happy
festival hat on there, festive hat on?
Yes. You guys just let us know if you can hear and see us. I'm hoping that we're finally on. It looks like there's a delay, but I feel like when I was in Sweet Peas Live earlier today, like an hour and a half ago, that she said her StreamYard was kind of giving her a little bit of a delay. So excuse the lag. Mark.
Okay.
Aha, there it is. I know Mark's trying to like check on this for us, but for I don't know, like
I was working on something, so I just ran from downstairs and jumped on. So
he gets down in his little shop, and then today he kept forgetting. He's like, "Let's do this." I'm like, "We have a live," and he said, "Okay, let's do that." I'm like, "We have a live."
Yeah, our daughter stayed at her parents' house tonight, so we were like.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
she wanted to go over with Mamaw and have some time with Mamaw. So we are so happy that she got to go do that. So they're like baking up a storm, and Josie loves to bake. So it's probably a lot better for her there rather than here. So I was just trying to catch up on all the comments. You guys have been like blowing me away with how much engagement you've been giving me in the last couple of videos. Of course, I love that. Thank you, Margie. Do you like it? And then my sweater says, I'll stand up a little bit. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. We just
fall back to Home Alone.
Yeah. Hey, Sweet Pea, how are you? I enjoyed your live. I actually never get to like come to your live, so I was so happy I got to make it. I always forget. So.
Margie said baking is yummy.
Baking is yummy, but only if you're like in the. I don't like to bake, but I feel like I can bake okay. I don't know. There's just something about it. I'm not like a brownie or cake person or cookies.
She isn't.
I like Rice Krispie treats and I like Skittles.
Yeah. Yep, it's more of a candy.
Yeah, I like the fruitier side of life, I guess.
Yeah, but not pies. No,
not pies. Either. No, I'm not normal. Yeah, I enjoyed being there, Sweet Pea, and I loved your little house pig. I was hoping that he would see that, but like I said, he was down in his workshop and literally just ran up here 2 minutes before and like sat down. I'm like, oh, he remembered.
Yeah. Didn't get time to do my makeup before.
Yeah, I know. Where's your sweater?
I got a hoodie on. It works.
He's got a sweater on. It's just not like Christmassy.
Yep. Yeah, we had to run out right before this and do a quick bit of shopping. We had
a white elephant.
Yeah.
And we always suck at those gifts. Like, I suck so bad at them.
It's sort of fun, though, because we always try to look at the as seen on TV.
Yeah,
we do. To see what they got there.
We try to do that. So, Two Family says, I have more no-bake cookies, peanut brittle, and 7-layer cake to make before.
Ooh, man.
Lord, you've got a lot to do. You've got a lot
to do. Bakery going on there.
Good Lord. Can you send some over here? You're not that far from us, remember? You're like our neighbors statewide.
Sweet Pea said, I burned cookies today getting ready for my live. Oh no.
That is like the worst when you know you've got something coming up and you're trying to get everything done beforehand.
So recently we had bacon that was burnt. Ashley was cooking some bacon. It smoked. It actually wasn't even really burnt.
It really wasn't smoking, but like I've set up the fire alarm 3 times in the last 2 weeks cooking, and I'm like.
And the problem is we have Ring. We have the smoke detector alarm with it. So they call us every time, and they're like,
to see if they need to
and once they probably wonder what's going on because last time told them, of course, my wife was cooking bacon. One time I was working on a weed eater in the basement. I didn't think about it and started it.
Yeah, who starts a weed eater in their basement?
Because it was cold out. I was like, it was actually last winter, and I was working on it, and it set off a smoke alarm, and they called.
Of course, like our niece and nephew were here, and they were all smaller, so like they were screaming and hysterical.
And I think the Ring alarm company was trying to figure out what was going on because I'm like, I'm sorry, I had the weed eater running. Yeah,
the kids are
I'm
screaming
sure they're like, why is the weed eater in the house? Yeah. So probably thought a little Texas Chainsaw Massacre was going on or something.
He's used that weed eater before too. Once when we first moved here, we were cleaning out brush, and I was watching him through the window, and he was walking back up towards the house, and all of a sudden he just like did this karate move. He was like, yeah, like, swung it like a sword. I don't know. What did you think was coming for you?
I don't know. We were new here. I didn't know what was around in the area.
You know, poor Elmo went booking out.
Watched too many trail cam videos of mountain lions and bears and all that. So.
Sure, already have chocolate covered peanuts, 2 different types of haystacks, and well, it sounds like you've got more than enough to share.
What's hardtack? I wonder what that is. That sounds really good.
It sounds like old timey to me.
It does.
Like the hardtack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but how do you have all this energy?
I know.
I always come up with big aspirations and like really high goals around the Christmas time, and
she did make me the Buckeyes though. That's like my staple for
because
Christmas.
These guys harass me for them, so I do stop and make. And sometimes I go make a lot of different candies, but this year, like, I don't know if it's just this year being 2020 or whatever, but it has been a tough year to kind of really get it.
Yeah, and fortunately for our church, a lot of the women there like to bake, and even some of the guys. But all kinds of snacks and always bring it to us, so we get our fill there. We've got peanut butter fudge recently. I've already gone through the tin.
We're definitely not deprived because I don't want to bake.
Yeah, we get enough snacks.
Margie says my smoke alarm goes off when I make bagels. Not even burn. I don't know. I really did not think I was making that much smoke. The other one was salmon. I do know I was making smoke on that.
Yeah, that one was good.
Hi, Adrian. How are you?
Hello.
Yes, you do. Buckeyes are like a staple for us,
and
he loves them. I do not like peanut butter. Well, I like peanut butter, but not like in the copious amounts that he and my daughter like it.
Yeah.
Once again, like I'm not a baker. I don't know why, because my mom like made cookies and cakes for us all the time growing up, and maybe that was it. Maybe I was just overloaded with like, because she likes to bake. They're making cheesecake and Rice Krispie treats and what was that? The fruit? What is that?
Was that pie or is it cake?
No, it's like the bread. Fruitcake.
Fruitcake?
Fruitcake, yeah, they're making holiday fruitcake.
Okay.
It's been a really long day.
Yeah.
It's been a really long day.
But yeah, my daughter likes to help them cook. She likes to bake, so.
She does. She really does enjoy it. And honestly, with her being that young and her wanting to bake, that's like one of those things. And she's been in a sewing kick, so we've been really like, focus on that. So
here, share her picture that she drew. So she drew some blueprints.
Yeah, since
she's not here,
for somebody, and she made like these little. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah, there we go.
See, she like made a little drawing of like all the pieces that she was going to need. I didn't know she had done this, and I was cleaning up over here earlier because we've been crafting on this table for like 2 weeks. And like it was one of those silly, sappy mom moments where I'm like, I'm going to keep this forever because it was just.
So yeah, for Christmas, she was trying to sew her niece and nephew a couple little teddy bears. So.
Hey, gardening in the north, how are you?
So she's got a big heart on.
Yeah, she does, and I'm not good at sewing. I like had home ec and everything, and my mom sews all the time, but that was just something like I never picked up. So maybe that would be like my resolution.
Yeah.
I guess for 2021. And who knows, if we get shut down again, I might need to learn how to make our own clothes.
Sweet Pea said, my mom loves to bake, so I can just steal cookies from her.
But you know what?
That works.
And his sister makes phenomenal cakes. So like whenever we have holiday get-togethers and she makes cupcakes or cake, I like eat as much of that as I can because I'm like, no, I don't want to bake cake. So it has been. It's definitely nice to have someone in the family. Now for my mom, it was never like cookies to steal. Who in here likes to eat like raw potatoes? I know that sounds so weird, but like when my mom used to make mashed potatoes and she would, skin the potatoes and dice them up like in little slivers. Like I'd run and grab a handful of like potato coins and run off and eat them. She never liked that.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Mine is raw biscuit though. I like the raw cookie dough or biscuit dough. I always have, even though it says on the side of the package, do not eat raw dough. I like
can't. Now the cookie dough I can understand. I did that as a kid too, but like biscuit dough.
Oh yeah, it's good.
It's kind of gritty though, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Depends. Yeah. It's pretty good.
You can have that. I won't fight you for that. Hey, Old Reading Farm, how are you? Where's your pants? It's right past there.
Oh yeah. Forgot about these. There we go. There they are. Let's see. I'm pulling some.
They look better on your head though.
Yeah. I'll keep the hat.
Yeah, he was. I made him wear the hat last.
Yeah. Like I said, I just ran on here and jumped on camera, so I was working on
he was
something
literally
else.
down, actually working on an old 22
Yeah,
rifle, trying to get it to work. So he ran up 2 minutes before. He remembered. Usually, like today, he's been like 6 or 7 times. Like, no, we have a live. We can't do.
Yep.
Yeah, gross. Adrian, it's nasty. Like pretty.
It like click. There we go. Yeah. Oh no, it tastes good though. I think I don't know. The texture does it for me.
Oh, are you talking about my potatoes? That's exactly like the biscuit dough. I like biscuit dough.
Oh yeah, there it is.
No.
Raw cookie dough. Then she said I like biscuit dough too.
I love raw potatoes. I don't know what it is, but I like starches, so probably part of it. But like, I would run by and grab a handful, and I'd always get like smacked with like the not a knife, but like the
fresh
fairy
out of
knife.
the garden.
Like
You'll cut like cucumbers and all that. Yeah.
Like I'm sometimes weird about them. Like I will just like bite into them and not like slice them. You know, still edible that way. Right?
Up and then Farm said brownie
batter. I'm with you there.
Yeah, me and my daughter fight for that when we make brownies. Yeah. Like the little what do you call them? The little paddles. The spatulas used to mix.
They're a little bit. Yeah, it's not worth fighting for that with these two. Like really, him and Joe. You guys go feral for like chocolate. It's crazy. Yeah, and Joe will eat chocolate. Like chocolate milk is her drink. Like she doesn't drink pop or anything, which I'm really happy about that because I just would rather her not have the terrible habits that I have, like with energy drinks and stuff. So I'm glad that she stays away from it.
Yeah, she doesn't like carbonation, so.
Yeah, 100% about the
Yeah, I'm not into them either. I'd rather have them cooked first.
A little bit of salt, even just like, that's pretty good stuff. Salmonella don't scare me. Well, you know, I am with you there when it. I don't know how many times I've eaten that, never gotten sick. Now I say that, and it's our table's made of wood, right?
Probably be more like the biscuit dough and stuff because it has eggs and stuff in it.
That's true. That's true.
Because that's why they don't want you to eat.
And I don't like cuddle my chickens or kiss them or anything. So.
Yeah. Hey, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. So.
At least that's what we say.
Yeah.
That's what my mom used to be like. Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah. Well, they say people don't eat enough dirt anyway. So. Yeah.
Oh, you ate our fill on the softball fields growing up. Let me tell you what. My mom was always yelling at me and my sister to quit chewing on her glove, or my sister would like pick it up like off the ground and just. In all honesty, guys, like that sand was salty. I understand why, and I like the way it tasted on my glove. Like
speaking of salty, you ever looked at animal salt block?
Yeah.
Really? I haven't tried it yet. I remember a couple of my.
I say often like I'm just out there looking
did,
salt
and my cousin when they were younger, but.
I've eaten their food. I've tried all of the grain out there. Not chicken food, because that just is like, I feel like I'd be like trying to eat sand, but like I've taste tested just about any food that my goats have ever eaten.
Goat cookies you made recently, those smelled good. Those actually, I thought she was making some for us at first.
My mom thought it was. So I made those goat cookies like right before we went to Tennessee for a family vacation. And my mom called, she's like, these cookies look amazing and they taste pretty good too, but they're kind of gritty. And I was like, Mom, those are goat cookies. Yeah. She's like, well, what's the grit? And I'm like, bird seed. So,
it was not hard pulling them. So
yeah, it was. But they smelled amazing. But like I've tried all of our goat feed and stuff.
But dog food, trying to use that.
When I was younger, when I was little, I would food all the time. But Joe did the same thing growing up. We'd have to remove the dog.
Yeah, we'd have to hide it from her.
Thanks, Sweet Pea, for the reminder. I appreciate that because then I get to talking and then I don't even think about that.
Yeah, the thumbs up.
The leather does taste great, right, Adrian? I mean, I'm not the only one there.
What, on your glove? Yeah. When you were eating?
Now, when I became a pitcher, I didn't have as much time to chew on my glove. Usually I was like, which we didn't have the face mask. Like my daughter for softball has to wear like the facial masks now. Yeah. It's a requirement for a certain age group, and then above, I guess. They just say choice, like whatever you want to do. But
some of them still do, but I've seen. But
yeah, I didn't as a pitcher on the softball field because we pitched fast pitch. I didn't have time to chew on my glove. But, hey, Fleetwood Patch, nice to see you in here. How are you tonight? I hope you guys are all doing well and preparing for the holiday season.
Yeah. And Ashley's been extra busy because she's had Vlogmas every night pretty much.
Except for today. So I will say I've been back.
I did live. When you do it live.
I'm doing it live and I've been doing shorts. And I kind of feel bad when I only give a short during Vlogmas, but it's content. Like it's legitimate content. So I don't really feel too bad. And not to mention.
And we got a crazy video coming up.
Yeah, tomorrow's video is going to.
I'm not sure how I feel about it though, because I'm sort of. embarrassed about it.
So I will give you guys a little bit of a hint. Hey, Evelyn Newman, how are you?
Sneak
Merry
peek
Christmas.
since they jumped on our live. Hey, Evelyn.
So, yeah, we're doing our first Christmas party tomorrow. It's like a barnyard edition, and it is the 12 Days of Christmas. And instead of 5 golden rings, we get 5 banding rings.
Yep. Banding rings only work on male animals.
For those of you that don't know what banding rings are, they're to castrate male animals. It's basically a little rubber band you put up around their fellers, and it cuts off circulation, and they fall off after like a month or so. Mm-hmm. And it's super lucky if you can find the ball sack when it falls off. Did you know that? I don't ever look for them. I've never found them. I'm not a lucky person though.
I don't have much to add to that, so we'll just keep rolling.
Of course, like, let's stop talking about that.
Fleetwood Patch said, "You guys look super festive." Well,
he is not festive. He will not do it. But I will stand up again for my. Okay, can you see? Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Hey, at least we got a stocking.
Yeah, we've got our stockings behind us and like our little garlands.
And look, I've got a green hat and a red hoodie. So.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
Yeah.
You keep telling yourself. I think I'll get a light up necklace for you.
Yep.
We have one. You want it?
No. You put me through enough with that video today. So
no, that was super fun though. And my daughter got to help film it, and she was dying. But it's going to be really, really good. But I am going to be singing in it a cappella, so just have mercy.
Nobody from work sees it. Really.
I hope they all see it.
Gardening in the North said, "Yikes."
Yeah. He really does entertain me though, and I would never do that to him.
Yep.
Ever.
It doesn't take much to lure me into whatever you want me to do. So
it was actually, wasn't it your idea though to do?
The parody was, but not that specific one.
Such a sweet oh God, quite a bit. But, Adrian, were you feeling bad? Did I miss that? I saw your live last Friday, so if it's in regards to that, I'm really glad that you went and kind of got a little bit of.
I mean, there's a lot of people. I think because with the holidays coming up, all the hustle and bustle, I've seen a couple people saying they're feeling well. Yeah. Seems like there's a couple bugs going around.
Yeah. And if it isn't that, Adrian, and you were like sick with like a cold or the sniffles, I hope you feel better. Because that's never like fun around the holidays.
Nope.
Especially like we went to Walmart today, and it was
just crazy. A lot of people buying food.
So crazy. We just needed to get like jelly and water. But there were a lot of people in there.
But since we didn't have the kid, we ended up walking around the whole store just shopping anyway.
It's weird.
It's easy when you don't have.
When you have children, you're like in and out if you can, but like they were like, let's go to like the auto section and let's look over here.
Yeah, we sort of just cruise around and.
Enjoy having Jo. She's 11, but she's like in this preteen stage where like this morning, what did she say? I was asking her if she'd seen her elf, and she's like, I don't know, Mom, it's not my thing anymore. I was like, I'm slap you. Like, what? So Mark made her put her switch down. He's like, yeah, you can put that down. You're disrespectful. So we are definitely coming upon preteen years, and it is going to be so much fun. I can tell.
Oh, Pharmacist Smith said dentist on Monday. Ooh, so she wasn't sick. She had to go to the dentist.
Sorry, Adrian.
Oh, those are the worst.
Must be confusing me with someone else. Yeah, dental problems are not fun. Hey, Tim, how are you?
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Steven here tonight. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. All the encompassing things.
Nope. We're lucky. Adrian. We're both fortunate to have both tomorrow and Christmas off. So
I've had 2 weeks off.
Yeah, she gets full 2 weeks.
Because I work at a university, and because they wanted the 2 weeks to completely clean and sanitize everything, they gave us like an extra 3 days. So I've been off since last Saturday, and then I won't go back until the 4th, which is nice. But anybody that has a homestead or a farm or a garden or anything going on outside of work, so it's usually not relaxing. I've been running my butt off like crazy trying to get things caught up. So it is what it is.
So Gardening in the North said, why do you keep doing that? Man.
Don't double click it. You're getting too feisty with
I know.
the finger.
Getting excited drinking that coffee. So Gardening in the North said, I went to Walmart yesterday. Everyone is buying toilet paper again in anticipation of our 28-day COVID lockdown. Wow.
So where are you at, Gardening in the North? We're not currently on our. Are we on the second? I'm so terrible. I do not watch the news. Like, I almost refuse. I can't. My blood pressure.
Like
just,
we have toilet paper here though. We went through some
yeah, I mean, yeah, we've had toilet paper here, and I mean, I don't think it's really been that crazy. Walmart was crazy, but that's because it's like centralized shopping area. If you go to like the rural areas, like the Dollar General or like the mom and pop grocery stores, like everything's there. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Ontario, Canada. Wow, I love watching Sandy Brock from Sheepishly Me, and I do remember she said on her vlog, I think it was her vlog today or yesterday, that you guys are getting ready to walk down there again. So I am really sorry to hear that, because she was saying she wanted her husband Mark to go to the grocery store to pick up some things. It is a good name.
So wow, 28 days though. That's a long time. You definitely want to stock up for something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It is going to be interesting. I don't know if we're even on the brink here, but like I really don't watch the news. I can't. It makes me have so many downward feels that I'm just like I can't.
There's not a lot of positive news.
No, there's not a lot of positive out there. So I just kind of like go out and hug my goats.
Yep.
I'm not feeling good.
Yeah, as you can see.
Sheepishly Me, amazing. Yeah. Sweet Pea. So Sweet Pea watches Sheepishly Me too. I love her. And I hate that YouTube like tries to censor her, like when she's pulling or doing an internal or even like shearing her sheep. I think that's total bullcrap. Sorry, YouTube. I appreciate you letting me go live, but like I don't agree with that. But she is amazing. Like she's super. So if anybody here like likes livestock or homesteading, like Sheepishly Me is probably for you. She runs so many head of sheep, and she's an amazing person. I love her too. One of the only YouTubers I've like written an email to, because I'm like, you are such an inspiration and I love you.
Oh, but you can say hi to Mama's
Texas Kitchen. How are you?
Texas Kitchen, that sounds good.
Texas Kitchen, what do you got cooking up tonight? I'm sure I've seen your videos before. What is on the menu for Christmas?
Yeah, what's a Texas Kitchen Christmas dinner look like?
Well, if you saw her videos, I almost can't watch. It makes me so hungry when I watch those videos. I can't take it.
So Farmstead Smith said, what's crazy is just for 2 people this whole year of not being able to do a whole lot, we've only had to buy TP like 3 times maybe.
Really? Well, good for you.
Yeah.
That's good, because like a lot of people were like losing their mind where I'm like, did you buy stock in Charmin or something? Why are we?
Yeah. Now I understand how they can already buy like a stockpile again. Like some of them. I mean, we have a little stockpile, but we haven't really.
I mean, nothing where it's.
Crazy.
I mean, literally.
Ashley started running around telling everybody at work that she was going to start using leaves.
I know what leaves I can wipe with here and what leaves I can't. So I'm not just scared of TP shortage. Yes, Farmstead Smith, shearing. They don't like it. Also, people on TikTok apparently were harassing her for shearing. And I think it's because like the shearers sometimes do nick them, but it's like, nick them or let them have like an unsanitary sheath pulled over them, and it makes them uncomfortable, hard to breed, and all of that good stuff, because it's hot and sometimes seasons change where we're at. So
yeah, that doesn't make much sense to me.
It bothers me. I love her though. Like Sheepishly Me is like the stuff. Although she goes by Sandy Brock on her YouTube name.
Hopefully, Wood was just saying also, I just checked out Sweet Pea Farms.
Yes.
Feed today, nice channel.
She's awesome, and her little indoor cooney. Mark, maybe.
We'll see. I'm afraid to even say anything for 2021 at this point. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a traditional Texas meal right there. Brisket.
That sounds good.
So do you season it with like barbecue, or do you have other spices you like to use?
Yeah. What's your favorite spice to season it?
We love barbecue, so.
Yeah, I know. Sweet Pea.
PETA people think people eating tasty animals. People think it's.
If you're out there and you don't agree with it, I'm sorry, but like we're not in agreement. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people, and I understand that people want well-being for animals, but I feel like people also don't understand that we as humans have kind of like engineered them through selective breeding to have like overly produced wool or overly growing and fattened market animals. And they think to do these things. And like, actually, it's cool to let them go without that care, or to go so far into their life where, like, for meat animals such as like the meat chickens or meat turkeys, where they literally break their own legs. Yeah, sorry, like we kind of made them that way, so it's our responsibility to call and take care of them in that same manner. So that's just how I feel. I know everybody doesn't feel the same way, but how I feel.
The pharmacist Smith said, we haven't purchased any more or less than we normally would buy. People are so silly.
I know, it's all I can think. I'm like, are you all going to get the runs when we go into lockdown? What are you going to be
we did
eating?
pick up like our cans, like canned goods
Well,
supply and our water.
I mean, it's beginning when we really didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, we were trying to make sure that we were okay.
We prepped a little bit extra, but
a
nothing
little extra,
crazy.
but just enough to get us through when we knew our
we were done with that, I think, by like June. Like,
well, when we knew our vegetable gardens were going to be going, and I had goats and milk, so I'm like, I'm really not too concerned. We have everything here in case crap really does hit the fan. I wasn't really concerned with that.
So Sweet Pea said, I shear my sheep and cut my up, but never my ewes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't understand that when she's like, I can't show shearing. They'll demonetize me or make me take the video down.
Oh, here's a post about food. We have to read it. So Mama Z's Texas Kitchen. So I just put out a video on it today. I do a rub and barbecue. That sounds amazing.
I have to cue that because
I
really want to do that.
It's probably one of those videos that looks so good you can almost smell it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've had a couple of those where you're
yes.
So.
Yeah. You can just taste it.
So Evelyn said I'm halfway between Dallas and El Paso in the middle of the desert and an oil field.
Oh. So what's the temperature like down there right now then? I'm guessing hot.
Yeah.
Where are we at today? We did get up to like the 50s today in Indiana, but tomorrow it's only supposed to get to a high of 32, and then the next day after that's a high of 19. So we're like in that normal like roller coaster that we do here in the Midwest.
Yeah, we should get our coldest weather. It seems like January, February, which was always before when we had meat goats.
We would always get our meat goats around that time, but now that we switched to dairy, like we don't kid them out to hit that 4-8 market, so it's so nice.
Yeah.
We've had some horrific nights out there with like blow dryers and heated blankets and pulling kids that needed help with when it was like if they hit the ground for too long in the wrong part of the pen, they're gonna freeze to death regardless of any lamps. This was crazy.
So Farmstead Smith said I'm mostly frustrated about the jars. Thankfully I didn't have to harvest much honey.
Yeah. Here in our area it wasn't the jars, it was the lids.
Yeah.
We couldn't find the lids at all. I mean, it was crazy.
Oh, 9252.
Hi, Chad. How are you?
Hello. Merry Christmas from the Upper Peninsula.
Not too very far from us.
Yeah.
Here in Indiana.
You didn't get any of that crazy snow that swept up north. Did you see? I think I was in a place in New York at like 40 inches. Yeah. I don't think I was ready for that.
Yeah, we didn't quite do that. We don't get 2 inches here. It was crazy.
Yeah. I'm not ready for that much snow yet.
Yeah. Gardening in the north, you will like her. She's fantastic. I love her. Like really, Sandy. I do love her. And she's in the she's about halfway through. Is that her channel
name, Sandy A. Rock?
She said right here.
Oh,
Brock.
okay.
It's Sandy Brock, but yeah, she's awesome, and she's done Vlogmas. She doesn't do the weekends right now, but she's like in the middle of her lambing, and I'm obsessed with her lambing just because she's always got like different things that happen too. So I guess like there's Cache Valley virus, which I'm not in sheep, so I don't know anything about it, but I've learned a whole lot about sheep, and almost am to that point where I'm like, maybe sheep are okay. Watching.
You think any animal's okay?
Eventually I do. I give them a shot. Yeah.
Hold on. So Mama Z's Texas Kitchen. Keep clicking so much. It's 78 right now, but a friend's coming in. And then Evelyn, I think you said you were in Texas too, and it's 20 degrees right now. That's crazy.
Like you live like in the Midwest up here, like in the Ohio Valley.
Yeah. Which Texas is big, so I'm sure there's
very, very big.
Wow, that's crazy though to think about that much difference.
Regarding the north, I'm glad that you guys restocked on jars. I still think we're trying to bounce back up here. Mm-hmm. But in all honesty, like in our areas, canning time, it wasn't uncommon to go places and not be able to find your canning supplies. But this year was like, like you just couldn't find anything, or people like using pressure canners and not reading directions.
It's crazy. Like here we get our. I think because we're pretty rural, so it's like the stuff that goes in stock sometimes takes a couple weeks to go in. But then like stuff people hear about other people, having trouble finding, we have it in stock because it didn't get hit hard. Yeah. But I know recently, like I have a small gun shop that I go to and visit, and it's like a hole in the wall. They don't do any online marketing or anything like that, so it doesn't get a lot of exposure. Yeah. And they were sold out almost everything. Like that's the first time it's ever happened to them, and they're like they can't get anything. So
It's been crazy.
it's just hit or miss here.
Well,
Like,
that are people like, can I buy your chicken? Can I buy
Yeah.
your milk? Do you have milk or goats and milk? And can I just buy? It was the point where I was like having to do like a questionnaire, like for
Yeah.
the animals, because I'm like, for the animals' well-being, I will not sell you unless you can answer these questions, like, and pass the test, just because I was really worried for the well. Not that most people. No, I'm not gonna lie. Most people don't, especially when they're panicked, do not do the research that they need to, livestock wise. I've seen a lot of people like in our area, especially people that I work with, that bought chickens and had like no idea what a chicken needed. So like I fielded a lot of questions, a lot of messages. People that bought goats and cattle and everything, and I'm like, you summer, what are you doing with an Angus steer in your backyard?
So weather-wise, farm said smooth sedum in the desert too. And it's a little warmer than 20 here, but it's only 5. Probably will be pretty cold tonight. Sounds like it.
Now, so I know, Adrian, you're in Oregon. Are you guys cold right now, or is it kind of like warm during the day and then really cold at night? Because I thought deserts could get that way.
Yeah.
But that's just me like trying to think of this.
And actually, because it's already gotten cold, is already using her Christmas present I got her. So she got a couple water heaters that.
Yeah, and the boxes are wrapped under the tree without
without them in it because they're out there.
Yeah.
So we did have a couple gifts this year.
But we're at that age too, where it's like I needed the stock take dollars, and he went ahead and bought them.
Yeah, we had some older ones and they weren't.
Yeah, I was worried they were going to start shorting. And
the new ones are nice because they're thermostat controlled, so like when it gets warm enough, they won't kick on, which saves a bit of energy. So those have been a lifesaver for a couple. She was sticking her hands in the cold water, so I felt bad.
Well, I couldn't find my neoprene gloves, or it wouldn't have been an issue. But when you're late for work and the animals got to drink, you just do what you got to do.
Evelyn said, "My hometown is Rising Star. I grew up and then still in Odessa."
I don't know. I love Texas. I'd love to reside there at some point. But
I like that name, Rising Star. It's pretty cool. And Sweet Pea said, "We have a dusting, but Buffalo got hit major. We have a storm warning for Christmas Day." Ooh,
wow.
Hopefully you don't have to travel too far.
Yeah, I think you were in Old Reading Farms live just before this one, and they were talking about the same thing. Are you guys? Is it like what they were saying, where you're going to have to like brace for maybe power outages for like days? And if so, like I'm hoping that everything will go okay, especially when you have livestock that can really throw.
Yeah, a wrench and everything.
Throw a wrench and everything.
And Chad said, "Nope, hardly any snow, which is why we should have 40 inches by now."
I don't mean no more.
No snow, I don't know.
You guys can keep that. Although we are not, it's not uncommon here to get a couple feet at a time, but like it doesn't happen all the time. I know we've gone many winters now where it's been pretty mild, where we get like maybe 6 or 7 inches at the most. Yeah. But we get lots of ice. Like I will say, we probably get more ice than we get snow.
Especially since we don't salt like the back roads here.
Indiana just throws sand down.
We live close to a major road though, so it allows us to jump on. But
which is nice. And Ohio takes good care of the roads, although that salt is like terrible on the undercarriage of our cars.
Mom was east. She said Texas is a big state. I am in Southeast Texas. That's why she's probably 78 there versus.
That's true. She got wrong.
So I said you can still get stuff here, but this is Texas. Ammo.
Can you still get ammo there?
That's amazing. That's supposed to be where it's on.
We've gotten lucky the last 2 days. We've gone to 2 different places where it was like,
like they had a small amount, and it was like 1 box per person. So we each grabbed the box, but I know we didn't. It's per person.
Well, okay.
But yeah, I have a bunch of friends asking now, so if I see any that I know
we
that
pick it up and then offer it to other people.
Yeah, to help them out. So
well, and you just splurged on something. He got a really nice Christmas present for himself today.
I've got a little nice Christmas present.
he's been treating himself a lot lately.
So. Santa Claus has been really good this year. Yeah, it's like those memes I saw. Like if you want something really nice and you get turned down by your spouse, just buy it and put from Santa if you have kids, and then they can't really, object, because then it's like Santa brought out the tree. You got.
Yeah, are you gonna tell them Santa's not real? Heck no, we're not. But what did you get? You got like a Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan reloader.
Reloader kit. Apparently, it's a nice one. I don't know much about.
Been wanting one for a while.
I let him do all that.
So more weather. Evelyn said the low tonight is supposed to be 9 degrees. Wind chill is at 5 degrees. Oh man, that is chilly. I'm guessing you're in the northern part then, because Mama's kitchen, Mama Z's Texas kitchen is 78.
I feel like I like Mama Z's.
Yeah.
I like her weather better.
Yeah. The weather, she's cooking brisket. That's the life right now. Pharmacist Smith said, "Oh man, that frustrates you so bad when people don't do any research."
And I understand panic and frustrations and uncertainties make people do crazy things. But for the love of God, it's another living, it's a living being. Like it is your responsibility to do your research. Ugh, don't get me started, Adrian. I've had some pretty terrible things happen this year, like with selling to people that said they knew things about goats and they didn't, and it was like an emergency, and then they were upset. And it's like, well, I mean, it's your responsibility to do the research. And when I asked you, do you know about goats? And they said yes. I pretty much think, yeah, okay, you're good to go. Might have to start filling out a questionnaire before I.
All right, we're way behind on comments. I just sent, all of a sudden they just replying to themselves. I chat there. What's research? I'm off grid. We don't research.
You know what we need.
You know all you need. Yep. So, Rich Life said, off grid. I heard you may be off grid. You ever before?
Yeah.
And Sweet Pea said, no, we're used to waking up to several feet of snow. We were prepared to tractor, snowblower. We were blessed to be prepared for the weather we get. Yeah. Otherwise, you'd be locked in the house with that much snow.
I couldn't. Yeah. Here, seriously, in Indiana, they wait for the snow to stop before they start treating roads or even trying to plow. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, Sunny's place. Hello, Sunny.
Hey, Emma, how are you?
Well, amigos can't stay, but I wanted to stop in.
How are your tamales coming along?
Those sound good.
No, you were doing some tamale prep. I saw on Facebook. I was stalking people today. I was outside trying to get my feed stuff done. You're on YouTube. You can research chat. I love it, Adrian.
Here's Chad's Life says, one day I'll do a video on why I say that a lot. That is funny. I'll hear something about Amazon. Santa has been sending me some Amazon. Yep. Oh no, a lot of my stuff I can't get on Amazon anymore, so I haven't been using it.
And what he means is his main hobby is like gunsmithing and reloading, and before it was cool or necessary now. So. But
man, the mail delivery is like really booked up. Like Ashley said, like the UPS guy came today. And like he had a truck full of, and we're near the end of his route.
The only reason that it may have felt like he was in our driveway forever is I was holding both of my dogs back in the goat outside the goat fence because I was feeding, and I'm like, if I let these guys, they wouldn't probably bite
they
him,
don't, but they jump up.
They jump up and carry on.
And we're pretty muddy right now, so.
I was like, it's okay, guys, it's okay.
Yeah, it was like a couple months ago. My mom stopped by to visit, and she had like a nice shirt on. And our dumb dog just like jumped up and just two paw prints right on the front of her. I felt so bad. So we try to keep them down, but they do like the mailmen here because they bring treats. They do. Yeah, so they run over there trying to get treats. So Mama Z's Texas Kitchen said I got a new Mossberg 88 20 gauge for Christmas for my dad. That's awesome.
I like the 20 gauges because personally, I do have a Mossberg. I don't have a 20 gauge. I have a 12 gauge. But then you get all that bang for your buck, but not the kickback like you do with the 12. I've almost given up deer hunting with the shotgun just because of that recoil. I swear it keeps. And Indiana just allowed a few new cartridge sizes, including rifles. So I go with the 30-06 now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys did a 6.5 there? Yeah.
Sure did. Evelyn said she's in Central West Texas. Okay. Wow, that's crazy though. It's that cold in that area versus Southeast. Pharmacist Smith said it takes me a lot to panic. A lot. LOL. There would be something like right now happening to make me not research before getting an animal.
Yeah, I'm with you. And even then, I'd be like, okay, we gotta hurry up and like on the phone as we're going to get it.
Yes.
Hello from upstate New York, David Outdoor 74. Hey, congratulations on that buck. I know it's been a month and I watched the video. I think I commented, but congratulations. That was a really, really nice buck. We have come up short. The only person up on the board in our family is Josie.
Yeah, which we're very happy about.
We are super happy she got her first buck. But I hope to go bow hunting this weekend and next weekend. Our season is like almost over. We have till the 3rd of June, January 3rd to get it done. So I don't know.
Oh, and he's got a nice tractor in his picture.
He does.
That reminds me. So we actually recently posted where we went to a shoot, and it was in like a guy's farmland, and they have it set up. They also do lawnmower races.
Yes, and we're
so we're thinking we'd love to attend that. They said that they would invite us. So yeah, we're hoping that we can attend that.
We're hoping to go. But it was so much fun.
Oh yeah,
it was so much fun. There were so many different guns there. It was just for him. He was in heaven, but it was just super awesome to be there too. Blowing stuff up for Christmas was fantastic.
Except you heard ching every time you shot.
Yeah, every time you did, it was ching, ching. Especially
hey, Tasha, maybe crazy.
Hey, Tasha, how are you? How's everything going?
Glad you could hop on, no problem.
How is your search for a new property going?
Oh,
how is your
I remember you
husband
saying
doing?
that she was looking around for some.
I know he's preparing for civilian life.
I've heard a couple saying that a lot of people are buying rural land just in general, not just
like in North Dakota and areas like that to bug out that. Hey, fun question. Who's got a bug out bag in their vehicles here, just for fun? David
Outdoors said, I've got the Remington 870. I'm guessing 20 gauge. I love it. Yeah, that's what I have a couple of. I love them. I like
Remington 870 is a solid tool.
They've made a ton of them.
Yes.
I actually built a couple from parts because you can buy parts everywhere.
Yeah, they're so popular. I mean, it's not really hard to.
So Mama Z's Texas Kitchen saying, hey man, I have a bad shoulder, so I'm really excited about that.
I'm telling you, you almost, I know they're like, you just got to get it out of your mind. Like, don't anticipate the recoil, but like after you've felt it a couple times, I mean, I don't know how you cannot anticipate it. Not to say that our 30-06 doesn't kick, but nowhere near like a shotgun. Like, not to mention I am far more accurate with the rifle than I am a shotgun. So.
And a good piece of advice is if you have a scope, keep it good distance away from your eyes.
And don't wear a hat. I was trying to like sight one in with the hat, and I couldn't get comfortable, and I couldn't figure out why I was all over the paper. And then once I like flipped my hat around, I'm like, here's the noggin there.
Oh no, Tasha may be crazy. Said I was going to get a scope for my husband, but the guy at the store was really rude to me, so I left. You've had that experience with the.
I had one get like pervy with me. I was buying a gun for him, and like my background check came back super fast because like I'm a good person.
Yeah.
I have never done anything wrong. Like I've not had a crime, and he just kind of got all weird. Like, oh, have you been a good girl? And it was like, can you just finish the paperwork? Like, I just want to get this and get out of the store. You're freaking me out.
And there was another time like you were holding one, and you're like, are you sure she can shoot it? She's good shot as me.
Yeah, it was a 40. What was it? 45.
Yeah, something like that. I can't
remember.
It was a bigger caliber,
and I'm like, I shoot this on the regular, dude.
Chad said, you don't feel the recoil when your adrenaline is kicking, staring down the sights out.
Oh, like, that's I never true. Feel the adrenaline.
No, you feel your heartbeat though. Like you can watch it, the sights go up and down,
true. But
your heart starts racing.
Really true. Although, like, we hunt in a super high pressure area, so like the only time you're ever going to see the large buck is the first month or two of bow. First 2 days of the opening season, and then you don't see them unless you're really hunting hard for a late season. You're hunting like those bedding areas and food plots where they're trying to catch those last does that didn't catch in the first go round of estrus.
Yep. David Outdoors said that was his first new lawnmower.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure for the lawnmower races, we're gonna probably, if we decide to do one, we'll do an old junky one, but. Yeah, she would be
so fun.
willing to do it.
It would be so much fun. And Tasha, I hope you find him a gift. I know that sucks when someone kind of like is rude to you and like drives you away. But I don't, karma. That's all I can say. You do unto others as you have them do to you. And I always worry like what kind of a day those people have had too. I try not to get too upset with them because I'm like, well, maybe you just like are not having a good day. Maybe it's an off day, but still like manners count for a lot.
Yeah. Especially when you're a salesperson, it's like why sort of push somebody away like that, So Mama Z's Texas Kitchen said I was in Colorado for 12 years.
I was a CO.
Or a CO. Oh, I was thinking I was talking about where she was. I was a CO for
we
trained on a 12 gauge and kid. Yeah. It'll shoulder out quick.
Yeah.
We tried to just sight in some slugs one time when we were sitting at a shooting table. And man, we were done after a couple boxes.
After what, like 12 shots, was it 12 to 20 was about how much it took for us to really get sighted in. And by the end of it, it was like, I can't lift my arm.
Yeah, that's definitely a caliber your dentist like, because it feels like you're going to knock out your fillings when you shoot it. So.
Oh, yeah.
Farmstead Smith said, heck no, if they're going to be here, I'll go someplace else who appreciates my money.
Yes. Yep. I agree.
Yeah, we recently did that with Menards. So during the whole.
I totally got it. Like the store goes down is like it was like right after we'd opened up from lockdown in Indiana, and I did not see the sign where they were not allowing small children into Menards.
Yeah.
So I was walking up with him and Josie to go in and grab something, and like the fella at the front, like there was a lot. He could have done it in a much better way, but he just pointed at my kid and was like, "She cannot come in here." I blew my fuse. I'm like, well, I guess you don't need any of my money, and we went down to Lowe's down the road. But we haven't been. Have we been to Menards since? No. I don't think we've been to Menards since, and that was back in May. And we used to frequent like all the time.
I made her feel bad. Like she was apologizing on the way to
Josie was like, "I'm sorry you couldn't go in because of me." I'm like, yeah, I wasn't.
And she had a mask and everything
too. We were being totally compliant with what they wanted us to do. I didn't see the sign, so he was rude to my child because I didn't see the sign, and it was
not a very good tone in general. So. Chad said, I appreciate your money. It's hard to turn down money, right?
Well, Dan's money.
Yeah. Hey, when you're married, it's all one accountant. So don't worry, it's a.
He was rude and laughed at me because I didn't know what exact rifle he had, and I seriously said, okay, and left this. Okay.
I actually would have that problem because I have so many.
Yeah,
so
and that's what I would say. It's like, well,
I don't know which one
so many, but honestly, even in a broad spectrum, I feel like he probably could have pointed you in the right direction scope-wise. Am I wrong in thinking that, or with the caliber exact rifle?
No, I'll be honest. If you're like if that's your hobby, or you like doing that, you just want to talk about it in general. I don't mind sitting here going through scenarios and everything.
Farmstead Smith's like, what are you playing with? It's hitting the table. I'm sorry. I have a
She's
pen
bad for that.
Doing this, and I also have like a piece of like.
If you ever see me reach over, I'll take things out of her hand because it will get on my nerves too. She's bad for fidgeting.
I'm the worst person in meetings because I do this like the whole time in meetings. Like they will literally stop the meeting to look at me like, I'm sorry, and put it down. But,
and my thing is when I'm on the phone, I have to walk.
And talk extremely loud. In the store.
Make sure they can hear me, I guess. I don't know. But maybe crazy. I mean, that's
pretty. I don't know. To belittle somebody, and
especially laughing at, it's like.
I mean, if anything, he really could have taken that as a moment to educate you and be like, "Oh, it's okay. It's not a big deal." For like, this is what I would recommend for a broad spectrum. He could have been a lot better about that.
I will say, unfortunately, in that type of arena, like the gun stuff, there are some people that I hate to say it. Don't have great personality.
All, like, laying it on the table saying who's is bigger.
I've run into some and I've gone into shops, and even though I know myself, try to point it out.
I'm totally not trying to be a sexist here either, but the fact that you were female probably had a lot to do with it
too. Some of those.
Only because I've had my fair share of experiences like that, and I did the same thing. I'm like, okay, I will just swallow my pride and I'll walk out and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's fine. You don't know how much money I had to spend here today, and you won't find out either.
Nope. So. Which one you want to get to now? David Outdoors.
Yesterday, David, already? Oh, but was your buck enough to fill your freezer? I know you can't eat antlers, and I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, if anything walks even remotely close by, if I am able to get back out in the woods before the 3rd, it's going down. I'm going to attempt to make it go down. So.
Yeah, we still got bow season until the end of January, isn't it?
No, bow season ends on the 3rd.
No, is it the 3rd?
Now, Ohio runs until like almost February, I think.
Can never keep them straight.
I know.
Always have to check before I go out. So, Mama Z's Texas Kitchen said, yeah, that double out buck is a beast. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. They pack a wall up on both ends.
Now, with me to whenever like a situation like this, you go out skeet shooting with your buddies, and you've got like the one gun guy that knows what he's doing, and then decide to go from skeet shooting load to like a turkey load, and he's like, well, watch out, it don't kick at all, you're okay. He hit that turkey load, he's like, oh.
Yeah, when you get used to one, and then
like the biggest. Load you could have in your shotgun.
Yeah, we were
compared to skeet, it's a big difference.
Yeah, my friends, we jab at each other. That was just one of things we
day
like.
we shot a tree down.
Yeah.
We live out in the country, so like things like that are not uncommon. Then we all get together.
Dave Outdoors said, honestly, my 50 cal black powder shoots way better and farther.
I have not shot muzzleloader, and we actually have gone to primitive shows where they do like the National Muzzleloader Rifle Association, like national shoots in Indiana. And I've never tried my hand at muzzleloader, but I know like there are other muzzleloaders that aren't as complex as like the whole tamping, the ball, and the wad, and measuring and all that good stuff. So. And you got an extra 2 weeks technically with the firearm to get a buck. So.
And then Farmstead Smith said, it's not like he couldn't have sold you something, then your husband could
exactly.
Or be like me. When I get that, I'm like, well, that means a new gun I have to buy to fit it. So I've had a couple people buy me ammo before. Yeah. Somebody's got me ammo before. I'm like, I don't have that rifle yet. And I'm like, now that means I have to. So David Outdoors says tough getting slugs this year.
You want to know what was really tough in our area too? Even for bow. I like the archery shop that's not too far away from us. No arrows, no broadheads, not for compound, for recurve, for crossbow. They were out of everything. Like he's like, I cannot keep bows on. So like it was apparently for hunting season with people being in quarantine or wanting to reconnect with that self-sufficient way of being able to harvest meat for themselves. Just went out and bought everything. It was crazy. I've never once walked in there and not been able to find like my specific brand of broadheads or new arrows. It was insane.
Yeah, and Tasha may be crazy said like you were saying. Oh, it was definitely because of
I'm sorry that and not all of them are like that. Trust me. Well, they're like, how many of us were shooting? There was only 2 women that were shooting me and that one lady down the line.
Yeah.
It'll get there. It's all right.
Yep. David Outdoors said, oh yeah, filled the freezer.
I'm sorry, it was kind of loud.
What?
She's like, it's loud. I'm sorry.
You're such a fidgeter. Need one of those little fidget spinners. They're quieter. And he also said, I shot a very nice 6-point last year, so we'll still have plenty of venison from last year. Yep.
Yeah, we took 2 last year. So I took probably the smallest doe I've ever pulled a trigger on. It was because it's like we had nothing.
Yeah.
It was one of those seasons where like whatever walks in front of us, look at us have a bundle license, you take it. And I took a very small doe, and then 3 days later I took an 11-pointer. So it was a nice buck, and he filled the freezer with it. It was really helped. Yeah, Kayla, how are you? Glad to see you.
And Tasha may be crazy, said I knew it was a 6.5 Creedmoor, but he said I needed to bring his rifle in so he could fit it. I was stupid, no, my husband could use whatever. Yeah, you don't really have to fit.
I feel like that guy was just trying to, he was just throwing his weight around.
Didn't know what he was talking about.
He may not have and was overcompensating to just throw his weight around, which is fine.
Papa Z's Texas Kitchen said, hello, you sound like my he's ready to call me. That's
I mean, we've got Joe on and my daughter's probably a better shot than I am. I ever thought about being, but she gives me hope. She can protect us from zombies too.
And then Dave Outdoors says he's going to do some squirrel hunting after the holidays. We were talking about
that, but you know how that goes. If you go squirrel hunting, you will only see deer, and when you deer hunt, you only see squirrels.
Her mom's place has some big squirrels. Yeah, they're huge squirrels.
Hey, JV Outdoors, Merry Christmas to you too.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Farmstead Smith says probably because I have headphones on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know how that can be. We're like, auditory issues.
Who got the 11-pointer? Oh,
I got the 11-pointer.
That's right.
But that was weird. Like we were getting ready to get down, and he actually sent me a text. He's like, "Are you seeing anything?" And I'm like, "I actually have a small buck that I'm watching." And a small buck walked out, and then the 11-pointer was behind him. So we were getting ready to get down because it was cold. It was like 9:30. So, which when you've been out in the stands since like 6 o'clock, 9:30 is relief to get out. But luckily we stayed there.
So Fable Hill Farms, Trent is off work for 14 days or something. So we have plans to drop 5 to 6 does at our buddy's family deer camp this week. And he's hunting our family land tomorrow in the morning and Christmas Day evening. That's awesome.
That's super
good luck to you guys out there.
Yeah. Fill that freezer, girl.
14 days off. That sounds nice. Similar to what you've got off.
It's 16 if you really want to get done.
Rustic traditions. Merry Christmas. Good to have you in here.
How are you?
And Mill Creek. And Smith says, what will you guys do for Christmas and what meal is to be made?
So for my side of the family, we always get together at my mom's on Christmas Eve. So tomorrow I'll go and I always make Christmas dinner. I make chicken cordon bleu. Yep. And it's either like parsley, potatoes, or mashed potatoes, stuffed mushrooms, cheesy mixed vegetables, rolls. And then we've got Rice Krispie treats and all kinds of things that will make me even punchier than I already feel at this point in the holiday season. But I really like making chicken cordon bleu, but I don't usually make it except for like for Christmas Eve. It's just one of our traditions. And then for his side, we always go to his mother's on Christmas morning and we do breakfast.
Yep.
And everybody does their gifts.
Yeah, so we do a little bit later in the morning, so we do our individual
Santa
families.
Comes, and we need to have time for Santa for the little ones to open Santa's Christmas gifts. So.
Oh, Fable Hill Farm said I have a squirrel appetizer tomorrow.
Is it in gravy? They're so good in gravy.
Or barbecue, remember?
Barbecue, yes.
Anything is good in barbecue, though.
I was going to say, I mean.
David Outdoor was asking, did you get the 11-point
No, I was kind of silly because when we dropped it off, the guy's like, do you want this mounted? I'm like, no, just give me the European mount. So, like, he just cut the head off right. It is actually still sitting out along my goat fence with, like, still fur on it. I didn't boil it down. Usually, like, the bugs will take care of it for me, but they didn't. So I'm going to have to break down and probably peel.
And then she had to chase,
I had to chase a squirrel. Like, I had it hanging in a tree. And the squirrel was down, and it ate almost like 2 times through. So now it's got even more character. But yeah, I was kind of upset. But I don't know. Like probably should have. But we definitely got Joe's mounted. She got a nice 8-pointer, and hers will be mounted this year. It's so expensive to have them mounted.
It is. And Tasha Crazy said, so I need a suggestion on present.
So he's a lead slinger like this one. So what would you?
Well, the 6.5 Creedmoor is pretty good, like long range rifle. You might want to look at bipods; those are nice.
Yeah, bipods. Or does he already have a spotting scope? Like if you wanted to go with him, because when we sight in rifles, like one of us will shoot and the other will be on a spotting scope to be like, yeah you're high and to the right, or you know.
I'd say ammo, but that's impossible to find right now. Yes. Yeah, one thing I've been looking into lately is tripods, which are nice because you can use them like as a walking stick. Yeah.
He uses like the sandbags too to help for sighting.
I actually keep some of that stuff in my car because I got tired of going to the range, and then every time I'd get there and always forget one piece. I'd call her.
Use targets too. I know that probably seems like a cop out to buy them like paper targets, but like you can never have enough of those really.
People at Farm said we always get 4 to 5 does at our buddy's place. They do extensive deer management and they have a beautiful chunk of land. Oh, that's awesome.
And see, that's important, especially now. You guys are up in Michigan, correct? So, what kind of predators? You guys have up there? So, like we have coyotes and bobcat down here, but really coyotes will only mess with sick or weak deer along with the fawn population. So. When we do deer management, like it is coyotes, and there's no season, there's no bag limit on coyotes here. If you see it goes down.
When you said predator, it made me think of the one off of Aliens. Yeah. The treadlocks.
I hope you don't have those in those ones.
Dave Outdoor said no time off here. I plow the highways. Ooh, that's a busy job.
That is a very important job, and thank you for doing that. I'm sure many people appreciate you for that. Unless you get those wonks that are wonks, those little wankers that are out there that want to like tailgate the plow and try to get around it because it's going too slow, like making it safer for you. Just chill.
And then JV Outdoors said Christmas breakfast is awesome. It's nice because then we can just focus on opening presents and we get to go over there. Yeah, so it's nice.
Adventure. How are you? Hey, better late than never, right?
Jump on in. Here. Tasha Maybe Crazy said, I make all homemade Italian dinner. My mom always cooked it for Christmas. I kept that tradition. For breakfast, we do fried dough. Oh, that sounds good.
Nice.
Sounds like a great Christmas. I love those
traditions. And like I don't want to think about it, but when my parents are gone, we'll probably continue with the chicken cordon bleu for like Christmas Eve here, especially for my sister and whoever else wants to be at my house on Christmas Eve.
There's a couple fudge ones. You're going to love the Friday video. I do German fudge. You need to try it. Her family's got a lot of German in it, so that sounds pretty good. That reminds me, we get your dad some odd Christmas gifts sometimes.
He likes herring, like the whole fish, pickled herring.
Yeah,
He will sit there and slurp it in front of you. It makes me feel so sick. I'm like, God, please stop. He always wants me to try it. I'm like, for the love of God, if you want to keep the floor clean, and you won't ask me
He
to
tries to talk our
that.
daughter into it.
He tries to get her into everything.
Fable Farm said, that sounds delicious. We always do Christmas Eve at my in-laws and have steak or venison tenderloin with lobster and crab. Man, decadent. I'm not complaining. It's a real blessing.
It is.
Yeah.
Who could say turf and serve for Christmas dinner? I mean, that's pretty awesome.
And David Outdoors said he's getting his buck mounted around 300. I think that's about where Joe's is.
About where we're at. But we only have some people are like 600, and you're not going to get it for like 2 years.
And it's funny. We went and drop it off. A short story, real quick. And the guy ended up being a strong Christian. I ended up talking to him for a while, and we've actually invited him to our church, to talk.
He's really nice.
So
and he does, like,
it was interesting to meet him and do that. Yeah, it was sort of cool. Her Farmstead Smith said, I was craving crab yesterday. Till then, it's getting to be that time of year. I need some crab.
I'm such a redneck, though. I will get the imitation crabs.
Yeah.
Like steaks at Walmart and be like, this will have to do.
And all these Texas Kitchen said Lord's Net's having hog problems. It's been nuts. Yeah, I keep hearing about.
You know, we keep saying that's what we want to do for one of our anniversaries is go south and do a hog hunt.
And we keep hearing that they keep coming further and further north. Yeah. I mean, they're so invasive.
Some, like in Dayton, Ohio, like at Wright Pat, they said
which ain't too far from us.
Yeah, it's really not that far from us. It's about an hour away, but they said they've seen feral hogs there. So, I mean, right now, like I can walk into the woods and I'm not scared at all walking in the woods in the dark for a deer hunt. But if there were feral hogs, like you better believe I do not like turning on the lights. You can ask him, like when they turn on the lights, I'm like, do you really need that? Like we know this, like the backup party. But if there were anything bigger like feral hogs, I absolutely would be like, turn on the flashlights because I don't guys. Hey Isaac, I'm glad you could be here.
Yep. And Farmstead Smith said my family would do like a potato dumpling with bacon in the center. Oh man, that sounds good. For Christmas Eve dinner, then fry it the next morning with scrambled eggs for breakfast. I just told Dan I need to replace my. Where's her next comment? Kitchen, there it is. KitchenAid, so I can call it. Yeah. That sounds good.
That sounds awesome.
Fable Farm, yes, Michigan coyotes are the issue. There are a lot in Michigan, but I know they are hunted heavily too. There are so many deer though on this land. I don't think the coyotes can touch the population.
Yeah. It does seem like that. The more northern you get, the more dense your populations are for deer.
Yeah.
I know, like some people in Indiana will be like, "You're killing or destroying our herd," but then they're like, "I mean, I couldn't manage enough deer in this area to keep it down where it needs to be." So, I guess it's pretty much just wherever you're at. I'm doing it again, Adrian.
I know.
Sorry.
Started to hear it. Rustic Tradition said we had our Christmas dinner this past weekend, and the kids got all the gifts already.
Aww.
It's our first year not doing big family gatherings due to mom having ALS. We don't go anywhere. Aw. It sounds like your kiddos are all excited though, because they were.
Yeah, they probably were happy.
Yeah, Joe was asking us the other day about that one already, and Isaac said today I found out that one of my. Am I gonna say
the biggest disappointment when you're like, wah, wah, wah.
Actually,
it's all right. I had a white like Americana, like I guess you would call like what is that? A Fabricana. It's a mix between a salmon Favril and an Americana. And it was white, and I was like swearing it was a hen. It was like overnight. It got saddle feathers and like a nice big tail feather, and it started growing. I'm like, et tu, Brute? Why?
Farmstead Smith said the imitation crab different. Natasha said it's gross. She tried to eat it. Yeah, she tried.
I will eat it if I'm like dying. Like I need something that tastes
Farmstead Smith
like
said we wish we had feral hogs around here, only just for hunting.
Yes.
Yeah, they're fun to hunt, but man, they do so much destruction to farm crops and everything.
Is it not
it's over billions of dollars now, I think.
Oh yeah, they do an immense amount of damage. Not to mention like when they hunt them with dogs with Kevlar vests, like that's when you have to put your dog in the Kevlar vest to keep it from getting pretty terrible. But,
well, wonderful Quaint Acres. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Glad to have you tonight.
Nice to see you in here.
And then Farmstead Smith said, sorry, there's just not enough characters allowed.
I thought you were being dramatic. I'm like, oh, here we go. What's it going to be?
And Fable Hill Farm said, I'm from Florida. We got stranded on this island during a tropical storm, and we were ramming the cabin all night. Oh my goodness! In the morning, I saw the piglets run around. So cute, so scary. Wow, ramming the cabin. Man, they must have been pretty aggressive.
Like a horror film.
Yeah.
And they're having fun with all the Legos.
Yeah, make sure you pick them all up, because those things are like, I think those and jacks, like the little balls of jacks.
Have you ever seen like those little videos are like preparing for parenthood, and they're running on treadmills and they're dumping Legos on the treadmill while they're running? Like, I get a kick out of that every single time. It reminds me
of Home Alone when he lays all it's broken ornaments, but remember he goes walking across and
no wet bandits.
Oh yeah.
You
missed it. There
it is. Mama's D.
Oh, it's tearing up the farm bad. You don't want them. I was gonna say, they're very destructive from what I heard.
Some of the things we were looking at, like where you could come down and hunt them and stay and then butcher and meat for you to take home, was like nothing.
Yeah.
It was not that much at all.
They're
it was
reasonable,
very reasonable.
But they wanted to get rid of them. They're pests.
Because they're pests. So
yep.
We were happy about that.
Man, jumped over. I would have betted on a route too. I've noticed no evidence that almost every white Americana Easter egger is a rooster.
I know, isn't that like, because they're so pretty too? Where I'm like, you're gorgeous. You've got like that big muff, and you're white and pretty, and then it crows, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, we had hopes like when we had a turkey that was a late bloomer, and we thought we were going to get two hens and one male.
And now it's the two males.
Yeah, he was the late bloomer compared to the other one, because he didn't get his snood late. He's the one that almost got his snood ripped off by the other one. Like one was in the goat pen, and the other one was on the outside. And my mom said they were literally like fighting, and there was just blood all over it. Yeah. His snood was scabby. Yeah.
It looked
nasty.
It looked so bad. Yeah. It's like, oh, buddy, that looks like it hurts.
Fable Hill Farm said, where we are, it's all farmland, and the deer population is very low. The farmers have free reign to shoot any deer to protect their crops, and they do shoot them, all of them. It's slim pickings.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. I know in Indiana it's a little bit harder to get what they call like a nuisance license, but like they do them, which is kind of sad. I mean, I don't know, I see both sides where I'm like, you're encroaching on their environment, but in doing so, like, you have to take care of the population, because Mother Nature is not a kind mistress when she decides to thin a population.
No. And then Farm Smith said, wasn't it earlier this year that some lady got killed by a feral hog somewhere? Probably.
I think so.
I heard about it. I don't remember where it was, but I remember hearing about that.
Well, like, I've seen not stupid, but videos like on YouTube of people like approaching feral hogs that didn't know what they were and what they could do, and it was like, it never ended up good. Never ended up good.
The tradition said the Legos must stay in their room. I hate stepping on them. Yeah, I think they're awful to step on.
Luckily,
for some reason, you don't see them. Even though they're brightly colored, you don't see them until you step on them. Although I can say the worst thing to ever step on is one of those dog ticks, those big ones. I stepped on one night. Stop. She might start gagging. But yeah, I went to get water and it fell off the dog, and I stopped it. Stepped on it. It was like a grape. Yeah. Told her she wouldn't let me get in the bed until I took a shower. She hates hearing that one. Had to bring it up.
I can hear it going like, I can just hear it, and then just splat.
I thought I stepped on a gusher, but it wasn't.
Stop it.
That was just fun. All right, Fable Hill Farm said the island Cayo Costa was visited by Spanish conquistadors, and that's where the pigs came from. Also, Native American burial grounds there. Very spooky place.
So you
a lot of history on that
possessed
island.
Pigs.
Yeah, ramming the cabin.
Pigs trying to get in your cabin.
Yikes. A lot going on that island. It sounds like.
I don't want to go there.
Isaac said, "Is anybody thinking that's so crazy that Christmas came?" Yes. Yeah, we were talking about that. It almost feels like it passed, because we had like Christmas stuff at church, and we had a bunch leading up to it.
It's very odd. It's weird though, because like in a way I'm like, it's not the same, and I feel like it's already gone. But in another way, I'm like, I can't believe it's like only 2 days away.
And with all the craziness, of course, that happened this year, like March or April, felt like it was never going to get here.
There's been like no real milestones. Like usually we would have like, I coach softball, so I'd have like 3 months where softball consumed my life, those good and bad ways. And then we have fair, which would consume like another month and a half of my life. And then we moved back into like soccer. We had soccer this year, but like nothing else. So it's been really different.
Farm Smith said, like I'm pretty sure it's 3 years of 2020, but it went so fast. Yeah, it's weird when you like look in hindsight hindsight, it seems like it went by fast, but when you're like looking ahead, it seems so
when
slow.
you're in the moment, you're like, good God, is this ever going to end? And I'm like, whoa, it's December. And well, he actually went to the office for the first time last night to go pick up things. And he's like, I haven't been in the office since March. And I'm like, wow, that's like, what, 8 months?
There's a ghost town in there. Yeah. That's crazy.
9 months.
Yeah.
Been 9 months. Which, I don't know, the landscape, I mean, this is landscape altering. Like, this is history. Whether, I won't go into COVID and whether, like, what I think about it and what it's being used for, but it's crazy how much it's changed the landscape. Like, really, it's landscape altering for sure.
Yep. Here we go. I want to bring this back up for you. So she said a tick, what? And then
it was very
I missed everybody. You still trying to tick that gosh, didn't say. Yeah.
I can't even pull them off the dogs. I have to go get something to be between my fingers and the tick. Like,
we get some bad ones around here.
No, the small ones that are still flat and like pretty tough, like I can pull those. But if they're any light color than like the dark brown and kind of feel mushy, I can't do it. I have to get
we get some big ones out here because the woods nearby and stuff.
They still have them because actually Joe's deer was full of ticks because it's been 50 then 30. 50, it's not really been
that all over its chest and its front of its legs. It had a ton of ticks on it.
Which we paid attention a lot, like the organs and stuff, to make sure it was okay. We're talking about like blood-filled ticks popping and organs and possessed pigs. It's been super interesting. Yeah. Hey, Pathways Homestead, you're coming into a really interesting life.
Tasha said, this has been a long year, but did fly by and away. Ready for next year.
You know what I worry? I'm like, maybe what if 2020, I'm sorry, Adrian, what if 2020 was just a warm-up for 2021?
No, don't say that.
Like, and that's me to always go to like the glass is half empty, not full. Where I'm like, it's over. Where I'm like,
pep her up every morning.
Yeah, he does. He has to be my cheerleader. It's exhausting for him.
After I get my
after he gets his coffee.
Smith said, so nice. Dan's work is now going to be like 90% work at home.
Oh, awesome.
So many good things came from it too. Like handicapped people are able to get jobs and we're able.
Yes. Is that not crazy how everybody's like, oh, you can't do it because like you'd have to work from home. Mm-hmm. And now it's like super easy. It's amazing how overnight we could go virtual like that and something. Now we're back in the office, and even though I got demoted, I hate to keep bringing that up. I got bumped. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. I still have a job. So I've been trying to put all this knowledge of this new person that has no experience in what I do. And she was asking, she's like, well, why don't you do it in paper? And I'm like, because we had to go virtual, and now I don't have paper, and this is the system. You have no idea how many people are still like, let's put it all back in paper. I'm like, or let's not. Like, it's in 16 places in different files throughout like the whole network. We don't need to go paper. We can be paperless now. It's just, sorry. It's just grinds my gears.
Mama Z's Texas Kitchen said, I think we have not seen half of it yet.
I'm with you, Mama Z. Like, I've been telling him, I'm like, gear up. Yeah. This is just the upward.
Yeah, because like Farm says here, well, it's not just going to be a magically better.
Well, that's what I think is funny when people are like, okay, 2021, we're ready for you. And I'm like, who thinks like the magic wand is going to wave and be like, oh, back to normal? Mm-hmm. Like, it is not going to be back to normal.
And funny story, last night I got into my husband's car and there was a field mouse in it. Oh, that sounds like that was entertaining. So was it around like crazy, or was it like just in a corner somewhere?
Yeah, we've had some interesting stories. My mom started down the highway with the snake coming out of like the heater vent because it was cold. Mm-hmm. She turned on the heater on the highway, and she said the snake came out and went down into her floorboard. I would have died. Yeah. I would have wrecked. My mom, though, is such a BA. She made it to the gas station like 10 miles down the road and like flipped it out with a coat hanger and like kicked it away. And then hopped in her and drove off like it was nobody's business.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Well, sorry. I didn't hear about that.
It's okay, Adrian. So COVID-19 has, like I said, has altered the landscape. And I work at a college university, so with students not coming back and having with this vaccine, I'm going to try to say that without quotations and like a magical wand waving, is being offered. So we're hopefully going to have face-to-face back by the summer, and that's great because that's why I got demoted. It wasn't like because like I sucked at what I did. Like positions are being eliminated and someone has more seniority than you, so we're going to offer them your position. But luckily for me, there was a position below me open, and I just kind of moved down. It's only like a 4% cut in pay, but still it's a move down. I like to move forward. I like forward progress. I don't like to be stagnant, and I'm prideful. Pretty prideful too. So I was like, why?
Okay, well, farms I swear by Dr. Mercola's tick collars. We had a ton of ticks. We lived in New York, and ticks love Amara. She almost never picked them up, even while hiking.
Wow. May have to look into that. Because our doggies like to go in like the tall grass all year long.
Yeah. So Tasha, well, we would have probably been better off if the guineas would have made it too. But
yeah, well, we have like a hawk the size of a bald eagle
that had that for every night. It seemed like. Tasha may be crazy. Said, "Oh yeah, I definitely don't think there will be any changes, but my personal family has changes with the husband."
Yes, and that's something. And honestly, like things like that are kind of good because we found like we could like hyper focus on things here, and I think it was a lot easier so with people with homesteads or that live out in the country or have something like that they could dedicate a ton of time to outside of work. Literally, like when I worked from home, it was like nothing changed. It was like we were in our bubble, and I really enjoyed being in my bubble. But I felt really bad for the people that like maybe lived in more suburban areas or like urban areas that were populated and they couldn't go out. I felt really bad for them because like I could see how like mental health wise this is terrible for people. But for us, it helped us hyper focus. So I'm hoping like with your husband going through this change in profession and moving to civilian life that it'll give you something to focus on and kind of get you through it. So I'm excited for you guys, really.
Hey,
the Tinker's wife, how are you? Merry Christmas. Glad to see you in here.
Smith said, I think mice get in my car all the time. It's terrible. I don't have good enough memory to trap them. Remember to take them out of the car before it sneaks, man. Refresh too.
Yeah. Bless your heart.
And Tasha said, no, the mouse was on the floorboards, and when I got in, it went into the vent. Ooh, it ate my receipt sitting in there. I would have been upset about that.
That's the real offending motion right there. Eating the candy, especially for this one. He's like, what?
Yeah. That's fighting actions there. Mama Z's Texas Kitchens, and my daughter is a college student. Her GPA when they went online, her chemistry teacher failed the whole class. He was pissed about going online.
See,
wow.
Now I have a big bone to pick with professors. We got a lot of terrible feedback. A lot of people that like we want our money back because of how the online courses were. So like a lot of our professors would just record beforehand and then release it. So like you really couldn't get that interaction, which I totally agree with them. Like, it's been so bad.
Yeah.
It's been so bad.
Oh look, I got a compliment. Marcus making me feel lazy. He's doing so well on people's entire names. But I had trouble with the clicking earlier. I finally got that worked out. I was like, the coffee was just hitting me. So, Farmstead Smith, thank you for that. I finally got that worked out. So, the tinkerer's wife said that would be me not being able to get out here in the city. No fun at all.
I can imagine. I don't know how you guys did it. I don't. And I'm a type A personality where I like to be running around all the time. So, like, I had goats giving birth, and we had gardens and like new things going on. So I could keep busy. But like, if I've been cooped up, like I would have lost my mind, or my entire place been filled with like paintings and crafts.
Oh yeah. And she said, the tinker's wife, I have mice in my house that are stinking the place up right now, just in time for Christmas.
Well, I guess if you needed Christmas.
Apparently Hyderesis though.
Hyderesis. I'm sorry about that. That stinks. And I always feel bad about the little mice because I'm like, you guys gotta live too, but just not in my home. We're in my barn. And
Tasha, maybe crazy, said, yeah, it really didn't feel like our life changed because I like staying home. I just wish he'd figure out what he wants to do after.
Yeah, but
that's ahead of him, yeah.
That's a pretty big gear switch. That is a pretty big gear switch, but yeah, I feel you. It'll get better.
Homestead said, why did you start your homestead journey?
Why? You know what? That's a really good question. I've always really liked animals, so I think it started more like as a hobby farm.
Yeah.
Where we got our own land and we're like, now I can have as many animals as I want. And
we both grew up on small farms.
And we both did grow up on small farms. And self-sufficiency was a big thing that my mother taught, like even by going out and just digging up wild flowers and roots and saying, this is edible and this is not edible. This is used for this, and this, if you want to murder somebody, you can use this. if you know someone has hogs, it's even better. Not that I've ever thought about doing that. But and then it quickly turned into yearning for like 4-H for my daughter. And then when we realized like, hey, we could grow all of our food and like our hobbies could have real meaning. So it just kind of molded from like a hobby farm into like a homesteading journey. And I still feel like we're learning every day, and there's still a ton more that I would love to do, but this is where we're at currently. So it started out hobby farm and went homestead.
Mama Z's Texas Kitchen said she ended up losing her FAFSA because of it.
Did she really?
Man. That professor.
That's not right. And professors do get like this big head. They get a God talk to many. I work in physical facilities for our university, so like and especially like what I was doing was paying their bills for them. Like we are the peons, so I mean they would talk to you like you didn't know English. I'm like, dude, like seriously, I have a college degree. I mean, I'm just literally having this job to get my kid free tuition. If you could talk to me like I'm a human being, that'd be great. They do get weird complexes. The college professors do.
Hashmake said we have a lot of mice too. Luckily, my sense of smell sucks really bad. They can't stink.
Well, that is beneficial for you, Tasha. And yes, they can make a foul mess of everything.
Farm said Smith said yes. It's so hard. Not everyone can learn online. I can't learn that way. As a straight student, I got D for an online class.
I know, I felt bad for like those students like that because like it makes them question their self-worth and then they question their future because it's like always in a class they have to graduate with that degree. So I almost am like, you guys need to take it kind of easy, especially like if you're a chemistry major, like doing a lab, not in a lab at home. I don't even know how they're supposed to do that. You know, there was a lot of situations that we ran into. It was like, how can we create this environment that's cohesive for all of these different people? And physical facilities got brought in a lot because sometimes we'd have to like set things up or make sure like the room was accessible in different ways virtually. So it was crazy.
Natasha said, Crazy said, I can't do online school either. I'm not electronically savvy, so I couldn't do it. Yeah. It's
not for everyone. No. And I know like this last semester we had it was an option. You could go face to face if the professor allowed it. So really it was in the professor's court. So if they didn't want to go face to face, you couldn't. I know some hybridized it, and honestly we have a lot of international students because of some of the legislation passed. A lot of those courses had to be hybridized so that they could stay here and they could stay on campus. And I get all the legislation. I understand all of why that had to happen, but we had to get pretty creative pretty fast. But it was amazing how quickly like we did come up with things and how to. I have to really admire the ingenuity of people that could just pick it up and go and make it cohesive and doable when it's always been paper. It's always been face to face. So it was admirable.
Tinker's wife said, same here. My brain just won't do it. It's hard. The hardest part is trying to read people's interaction too. Like with work, I started a new job, and like with my team, it's different because I don't get to see them or talk to them face to face or anything like that.
I feel like mentally for him it's been taxing because you don't get that social interaction. You can't just go to someone's desk and be like, hey, I'm not getting this.
It was a big office I worked in, so you go down to the coffee area and there'd be people there to interact and learn things, but it just makes a totally different environment. Tasha Maybe Crazy Homestead said also we don't have any internet providers near us. I know when we first started working out, working from home, like there was a lot of issues with the internet, and it was because so many people were getting online right away. But they've actually ramped up and
they came to our house first. They're like, you're by far one of the biggest internet users on this.
Yeah, we always have like TV running for something in the background.
If that's good or bad.
I always have to have it in the background for noise.
We were running 2 separate VPNs, one for his network for work and one for mine. So it was pretty hectic over the net for what it was.
Farm said Smith said my mom works at the community college and she works in the welding and car area, so they had some in-person stuff because can't really do welding stuff at home.
So true.
They also kept the nursing program in person, which makes sense.
Well, honestly, I mean, what better time to really be trained than right now if you're going into nursing?
That's a strong field.
You know, you really would probably get a good feel for what you were going to be working with. So yeah, it's really been crazy, guys. But I was happy they gave us 3 days. Because usually we only get like from the day before Christmas to like the first day after like New Year's Day, so like usually January the 2nd. So we got an elongated time, which is nice. And you think I'd be getting a whole lot done and a whole lot of filming done, and I'm a lazy cow over here. I was editing a lot today.
Yeah. You had some outdoor projects too.
Yeah.
And then she realized, she's like, came in and let me know a secret, that she has 4 does in with the breeding buck right now. And all first time, she's like, I don't know why I did
that.
So
I'm like, oh my God.
So knowing her, when they're getting ready to be due, you know, on their due date,
at one time.
And she's gonna be watching like a hawk, having to get up and check because she's gonna be worried there'll be first time freshener. Yeah, don't say that. Don't jinx it.
It happened luckily all of our does last year, like with a little bit of persuasion. And honestly, like I found when you've got a doe's kind of like not quite sure about her kid or like a new baby, back away. Like let her figure it out. Make sure they're nice, dry, and warm, and she will figure it out, and you assist as needed. But
it's always a relief though when you know that's like a great mother.
Oh my God, where it's
and like oh. I remember we had trouble with our first couple birthings, but after we got one with
the first one we had, like she had a prolapse, like the baby presented sideways. Actually, the prolapse was not like where the baby comes out; it was where like digested food comes out. And when I got there, like I had no idea what was going on. There was just stuff coming out of her. Yeah. And it was horrific. Like I was on the phone with the vet. He's like, I've only ever seen this happen once. He's like, the baby probably presented sideways and she pushed until she pushed herself out of herself. Yeah. And I like that goat died with her head in my arms. I mean, yeah. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not.
Sable Hill Farm said, that sounds terrible. My heart hurts by everyone whose life was turned upside down by COVID and the economic and social impact of it. It's been a scramble to adapt for humans and me. Yes. We find a way, that's for sure. Farm said, Smith said, I'm still amazed that it's so different than how we treated H1N1.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's what we were just saying. I'm like, dude, I feel like that had a higher death rate and it was terrible.
I hate to say, but like as you dig into things more to try to figure out things, like I like looking at things, understanding it, I get more confused too. So I just give up. I'm like, hard to find a good source of anything.
I'm trying not to turn it into like what I feel like it is because I know everybody has different.
I will say with the stimulus though, when they figure all that out, Ashley's already planning on goat money.
For real.
She's like, if it's this much, I can get this goat. But if it's this much, I know I can go with this. She's already counting her goats ahead of the eggs before the chicks before they hatch.
Oh, so okay, so everybody that's in here, even though there's only 10 of you in here, what is on the top of your Christmas list? Like, if you could have anything for Christmas, what would it be? Go in the comments now.
Farm said Smith was predicting it already. You make me want the dwarf goats.
Aren't they so cute?
Yeah, their personalities are very good too.
So I'm telling you, it really depends. Nigerian dwarf wise, so you can get them for like 100 to 150, or bottle babies for like 75ish, like non-pedigreed, not like biosecurity panel check, like where they've gotten blood tests to say they're CL, CAE, and Yoni's negative. And then if you're going for like colors, or some people like to breed for moonspot wide or polled, which, I mean, they're all nice bonuses, but for like what we're breeding for like genetics, like milking lines, show
especially
lines.
Their daughter in 4-H,
So like if you look at Old Mountain Farm genetics, like that lady can charge like $5,000 a goat. Easy like that. And it's got a waiting list out for years for her goats. So that's just the wide range you can get. And it really depends on the caliber of the goat. If I've got a goat where I'm like, this one looks good, easy 400 or 500, start down on a registered doe. Easy.
But we've already talked about, like when Joe's done showing, we might just not worry about bloodlines anymore and just enjoy having goats. So because it hurts so much when you lose one, especially when you have a lot of money tied into it. Makes it harder. I'd rather just
so it does. It really does. A KitchenAid.
Mama's East Texas Kitchen once.
I've never had one, and I feel like they would be life changing, like in the kitchen.
Yeah, but we just talked about we don't bake much.
Yeah, but maybe I would if I had a KitchenAid.
You say that. I would be expecting it then.
I could use it for other things though.
Yeah, Tasha maybe Crazy Home said
alpacas. Yes, I like that.
And she said also here in New York, North Carolina, they cost $100 to $450. Yep.
Now, is that the Nigerian dwarf goats, or is that your alpacas? Because if those are alpacas, there you go.
Yep. She clarified.
She got it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's about that range too. Now, if you want some high caliber, like I'm on And I'm pretty sure Fayetteville Hill Farms is on the waiting list too. Aren't you? See you at Little Red Barn up there, like towards Muncie, Indiana. Like some of their goats, man. Like I want on the waiting list, but like they're starting at 1,000, and then there are others where the like prices will be determined when the kids are born. Which I mean, like, forget it. Outside of my price range.
Farm said Smith says so. Fantasy list a property in warmer area, more west Oregon,
like,
or
I would like Hawaii too.
Yeah.
I've never been there. My mom and dad and sister went there.
I heard they were having a bad drought. I can't remember if that was them or not.
Oh, well, thanks for stopping in Fayetteville Hill
Good to have
Farms.
you.
We love having you in here.
Yep. I get the goat in her picture.
Yeah.
It's cute.
It is cute.
Mama Z's Texas Kitchen said, yeah, when you have a cooking channel.
Yeah,
Makes
you
sense.
probably need that.
Tinker's wife said, a KitchenAid mixer is a game changer.
See?
A lot of people that get them do like that, but I just wonder if you'd use it.
Maybe you could use that as leverage to
Mom says, so I got pretty much everything I wanted practical for Christmas. Computer, monitor, accessories.
How do you like it? Do you like your Mac that you have?
No, you've gotten a couple things for the channel. Also trying to, her big thing is always space. She's always like, she was fighting with that today.
With storage all the time.
Tasha may be crazy. Home said most of paid for it was $150, but not registered. Yeah, that'll be us after Joe's done. Because I told her, I'm like, you can pick it on whatever you want, like, because you like the color of it, the eyes, its ears are crazy, whatever. Yeah. So, Fayetteville Hill Farm said I paid $7.
That's normal, and that's like for a good quality goat, like high, not like good, but like that's a really good quality goat. But like, so I'm like, but if I like it would come here and get a truck and fall over dead, and I'd be like, oh, my pocketbook hurts so bad.
Yeah. Yes. Fayetteville Hill Farm said, my Roxanne buck will be $1,000.
But the buck is what you invest in, so that's smart to put the most money in.
Somehow my husband goes along with it. But I have big goat dreams and a good fortune to stay. Yeah. So do you insure those as well, Fayetteville Hill Farm? Because we
know breeders. Now she does 4 goats. Very, very different field. Totally different. Like she's got one, like what she said, 20 grand invested in it. Like 20 grand invested in that goat. Easy. And I was like, I don't think I could sleep at night. I think I'd be just staring at the window watching it. Cradling it like nothing.
I'd have like a security camera just on that goat.
But she carries like a very, very large insurance policy.
She's got some really good bloodlines. She travels.
She's not even top tier.
But she's got good bloodlines on.
She does have good bloodlines. And we get our meat weather for 4-H from her. Well, she was 2 earlier.
No, she was under there. But she's traveled all over to get them, and she.
Yeah. The buck is what you invest in for sure.
The tinker's wife said, "I just want to move out of Portland to somewhere quiet and country." Yep.
I can imagine, especially after our laziness. I can imagine just wanting to get.
Yeah, it is nice. You can turn off things here and get outside and just feel like everything's normal. So.
Yeah.
Farm said, Smith said, it's not anything I haven't had before. It's hard getting used to having a computer again.
Especially after being on an iPad and then you've got like, I feel like that would be a huge adjustment.
Seems like every time you get new technology too, you got to relearn a bunch of stuff. It's not like used to. Everything was pretty similar.
The computer,
please do. Margie said, I have everything I want. Would love to spend it with family, but not this year.
Yeah, I know. We're all paying the price this year.
Yeah.
Now, I mean,
my family, especially my dad's side, is a large family, and they usually have a big gathering, and they're not this year because of that. I mean, it's a pretty big family gathering, so we miss seeing them, but hopefully once all this clears up, we can all start getting back together. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of gatherings once all this has died down. People will be. Farm said, Smith said, if I get goats ever, I'll have
Come
the
on
road
out to the Hoosier State.
Yep.
We've got a lot of goats to choose from.
Oh, yeah. She said, I wouldn't know where to sell them now that Facebook doesn't.
You get really creative.
Yeah.
I sell almost exclusively on the book of the face. You just have to get really, really.
Starfire.
Starfire from Teen Titans. Our daughter loves Teen Titans.
So do I.
Yeah, well, I enjoy it, just not in copious amount like you guys do. Yeah. You just have to get really interesting in how you word things and how you post things.
Tasha made crazy. Homestead said my husband would flip if I paid even $500 on a goat, but he doesn't realize you get what you pay for most of the time. I got lucky with mine and cost. Yeah. Yeah, somebody was bugging her about the prices on her goats.
Yeah, and I'm like, our biosecurity panel test, I have invested in my bird.
And so, like, they went and sort of bragged to her that they got a goat for a good price, and was like,
she's like, I just don't.
And then a couple weeks later, what did it end up having?
It ended up having like polio. Yeah. Spread it to the other 4 goats that she bought from like similar situations. All of them died.
Yeah. So, like you said, well, you get you get what you pay for.
Yeah, and but then she came back. She's like, "Is that goat still for sale?" I'm like, "Oh, I mean, you basically let freak out your bird and kill all of them." No, I don't.
Yeah. Oh, Margie said she had to run.
Good night, Margie.
Merry Christmas. Be safe out there.
You can't even sell eggs on there. What?
Man, jeez, they've gotten over the top.
Control, man. Control was all control.
Yeah.
Like, I just never happened to the free market.
Not on there anymore.
It's all right. It's cool. Yeah, usually, like, I have to, like, especially, like, for, like, a buck, it's a lawnmower that's looking for new lawn to mow with other lady lawn mowers. And if they're interested, then just to PM me if they need to know the make and caliber of the lawnmower.
Caliber of the lawnmower? What's that mean?
Like what breed or how much and all that good stuff. Or if you post from a farm, I've had good luck posting from a farm page, being like more specific with like it's registered in this, and then sharing that, but no prices at all.
She could sell eggs as house grenades because people throw them. Although grenades would probably flag it worse than eggs ever would, but.
Not even like as chicken butt nuggets.
Ew. I'm thinking butt nuggets.
I said chicken butt nuggets. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah. Scrambled butt nuggets. No, we got them for breakfast.
That's where they come out of their butts.
Mama's these types of kitchen. Oh, I love it. Yeah. That's the bad part. Don't encourage her. She'll keep some coming up with these names for it.
I like coming up with distinct names for things. I know it's their platform, Adrian, but God, sometimes I'm like, quit. Just let people do what they're going to do.
Let's see.
But I know there's always been bad situations that have made it where they have to be that way.
Yep. Even posting that
really?
They are available to catch swarms.
I know on a lot of like the paid livestock pages that I'm on, they're like, guys, you really have to be careful about no like dollar signs. Don't even use like numbers.
Yeah.
Like PM for price. But then you got the people that are like, why do I have to PM for price? Why can't you just make it public? It makes me think you want way more. It's like, no, because Facebook is cracking down and we want this page to be here. So we're trying to keep it here.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for admins on pages. Like, I really do.
Touch maybe crazy. Homestead said, oh my God, that's crazy. People don't realize when you actually care about your goats, you put time and money into your herd.
Yeah, but then
you get healthy goat babies.
They really look at it as it's just an animal, in which case I'm like, well, then you don't need it. Because I don't look at it as just an animal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe that makes me, I don't know what that makes me.
The
I guess
crazy goat lady.
A goat snowflake, maybe.
The crazy goat lady.
I'm a crazy goat lady, but I put a lot of work into them. Like, you can ask him, like, if they're sick, I stay up all night with them. Like, it's kind of ridiculous what we go through for our livestock. So when other people don't seem to appreciate it, and honestly, like, the market's huge right now for Nigerian dwarfs. You can easily find what you're looking for at a much lower cost.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you're not going to get, like, registered with, like, 5th generation milk star and linear appraisals on it with, like, permanent champion legs in there among their pedigree. You're just not going to find that for $150. What you're interested in, then, go get that $150 goat. There is nothing wrong with that. Just depends on what your goals are.
Yep. Oh, Farm said, all right, looks like we got to figure out some dinner. We're going to take this in.
Thanks for being here, Adrian. We really appreciate it. We're getting ready to wrap up anyways, because I feel like I need sleep.
Yeah, Tasha May Crazy said, nope, they're a 4-legged family. They definitely are.
Yeah, they do get treated as such. So, yeah. Well, I think we're going to call Adrian soon. We've already eaten dinner, but like, I know I have goats out here that still need to be eaten, and I need to drop the doors on my chicken coops. Yes, I need to go take care of the 4-legged and 2-legged outside. And then we are not going live next Wednesday. I need a break.
Yep.
I need a break from Vlogmas, and I need a break from posting every day, so I'm just going to skip out on the live next week. But I'm hoping I'll make it to where I can visit everybody else's live. So thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you had a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, Merry Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. Anything that you celebrate, I want it to be happy and enjoyable. So
be safe out there.
We will see you guys later. You guys stay safe, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
See ya.